Hey, what's up YouTube? Jay Hart here, just doing another review. I'm gonna do this one on the Kuiu Super Down Pro Jacket. So, for those of you who are Kuiu inspired individuals, you probably already know this is a pretty spendy jacket, $379. For those of you who don't own a whole lot of Kuiu yet, you know, this is just one of the items in the, you know, unreasonable realm of Kuiu prices, but they do make pretty good products. This one rated on Kuiu.com is 5 stars out of 5. Definitely rated extremely high, just like most of the stuff that they have. And for those of you who don't know, Kuiu's considered part of the ultralight hunting category for hunters. So in terms of fit, you know, typically when I buy Kuiu, I buy an XL because they have a tighter fit, a more athletic fit for skinnier guys. And unfortunately, when I bought this one, I bought it in an XL, and I actually think it's just a little bit too big. The sleeves are a little bit too long. See if I can get that in there. It's a little bit too long. Maybe a little bit too much around the waist. I actually feel the length is a little bit long as well. And just so you understand, I'm 5'9", weigh about 200 pounds. So, you know, 69 inches is my reach. If you are used to suit coats, I typically wear a 42 short, and that's like a tighter fit on a nicer fit suit. So in terms of comfort, I'd say this is a ultra comfortable coat. I mean, it's everything you wanted a coat. I mean, it's just nice and comfy. It's not too hot, even when you're inside like this. And I'm wearing a sweater beneath, and you know, even sitting here in this coat, I'm not sitting here sweating my butt off because a little bit of air circulation seems to go through this thing. But definitely, it's nice and comfortable. It's nice and soft. So in terms of weight, like I said, Kuiu's kind of an ultra light hunting company, and this definitely falls into the category. It's super lightweight. It's only 12.6 ounces. It's, you know, probably as light as some of their Yukon gear, if not lighter. But it's surprisingly very light, considering how puffy the coat is and how warm it is, really. So in terms of warmth, this is on the Kuiu website rated for extreme cold weather, and I gotta tell you, it's incredibly warm. And it's kind of odd that I can sit here in this coat and not sweat a whole ton right now and go outside in pretty cold weather and it'll keep me completely warm. It's really odd. I've personally never owned a down coat. This is the first one that I've owned, and I don't know if all down is like this, but it's definitely odd that, you know, I'm not sitting here sweating my butt off wearing this thing in a 72-degree house. I live in Alaska. I live in Anchorage, where it's a little milder in terms of temperatures, but I have taken this thing out on a couple of walks here on the trails. I went out one day in 10-degree weather. It was pretty chilly, and I wore this along with or just regular hiking pants with long johns underneath. And during the walk, I was perfectly fine. My torso was completely warm. Didn't have any cold creeping in at all, and my legs were actually cold though. My legs were chilly throughout that walk, even though my legs were moving more than my torso in reality. But definitely an incredibly warm coat that I'm surprised by. One of the things about the warmth, if you read on the website, it says impervious to moisture. And being an Alaskan, I'm not quite sure if that's going to be a complete honest statement coming from Kuiu, but I'm curious to find out. I haven't hunted in this yet. I haven't been in the rain in this yet. So I figured I'd try something out, and I got a little spray bottle here, and I figured I would just see if it really is impervious to water or if it'll soak right in. Let's just go ahead and try this. So not sure if you can see this real well, but it's definitely not soaking in. It's just kind of sitting there on the top layer. What if we mat it down a little bit? Oh yeah, look at that. Drips right off. That's interesting. Yeah, not sure if you can see that, but it's dripping right off of the coat. I don't feel anything on the inside of the coat. Definitely seems to be getting a little wet on the inside, right there a little bit, but definitely drips right off of the coat. So that's the inside of the coat. Not seeing any water on the inside, except for where I've touched. So, I don't know, that's kind of shocking actually. Pretty surprised, although I shouldn't be. Kuiu has incredible gear. So, like I said, I haven't used this to hunt yet. But on my last video, one of the things I use, I do a lot of moose hunting, so you got to be pretty quiet out there in the woods. So I am interested to see how quiet this is going to be. It doesn't seem super loud, but definitely sounds like it's going to be something that if it rubs together, it'll make some noise. So a little bit of noise, not too terrible, not like the Yukon gear that makes a ton of noise, but a little bit of noise that it'll make. Probably not too bad, probably not enough to scare moose away. But if you're doing some whitetail hunting, I don't know, maybe might be loud enough to scare them away a little bit. I mean, if you're sitting still, it shouldn't be that big of a deal though. In terms of the durability of this coat, it definitely feels like it'll rip pretty easily. As you can see, the outer layer seems like a pretty thin material, and wearing this, you know, doing a couple of things on the truck, nothing crazy. I actually got scared a couple of times just because it, you know, nicked the side of a seat or a piece of plastic in the truck, but luckily it hasn't ripped yet in the few times that I have wore it, you know, doing anything other than just walking. So no issue at this point in time, but I'm skeptical about this thing ripping. Hopefully it doesn't. So far, the Super Down Pro jacket's been incredible. Glad I purchased it. I actually had a gift card from Kuiu, and that brought down the price a little bit to something that was still pretty steep, but figured I'd give it a try. It's pretty cold up here, and I end up wearing multiple jackets, so if I can, you know, bring those multiple jackets down to maybe just one or two jackets I use for the hunting season, I think that'll be helpful. Not sure I'd rate it a 5-star, although after seeing the water bead off of that thing, I should probably rethink that. Probably think maybe a 4.5 out of 5 at this point in time. I do wish that the Kuiu fit was pretty standard across all of their products, but I get it. You've got multiple manufacturers that do these things, and you may fit different coats in different sizes just to make sure that you can have underlayers and stuff like that. Other than that, I'm incredibly impressed with this coat, and hope this review is helpful for you. Definitely recommend it at this point in time. Thanks a lot.